actually can't kill. You can throw objects at it, and it'll look like it's taking damage, but you can't actually kill it. That is those black spiked balls that you can see right there. Be very careful with them, though, because if you grab the platform that they're sitting on, they'll end up falling. So you want to be sure that you're careful when grabbing one of the ones they're sitting on. As you can see, you can pick up blocks in midair, as I've been doing throughout the game, and that's going to be a real key advantage to getting past certain areas quicker. You can see I grabbed that flashing star, and that gave me an extra life. Grab this block to make sure that the ball falls down, and then work your way on the top portion. Right here, you're going to ride the block down, and then land on top of it in order to destroy the blocks on the right side so you can get through. Right here, be very careful. If you do end up falling and you do take damage, run quickly to the right side to get off the spikes fast so you don't end up taking too much damage. One hit is bad enough in this game. The second part of stage number 4 is inside this factory, and we have conveyor belts, and you're going to have to get used to the little short jump. As you can see, the short jump is going to be the key in order to get over the lots of different spikes that are in this level. You can see that mechanical squasher in the upper right corner. There's lots of them throughout this level. They have the same pattern though. They do a slow move down, and then they do a quicker one, and then they stand still for a few seconds, and that's your opportunity to go underneath of them. So you wait for the long one, then a quick short one, and then make your way over. Once again here, we're going to have to do the little short jumps to get around the spikes. The jumps from the conveyor belts on this right side here are a little bit of a pain because you have to be very quick with your jump, and if you accidentally make it too early, you'll end up bopping your head and end up falling down to a lower platform. Take out the gear by throwing a block at it, and then do a couple short jumps to get up. Take out the question mark blocks in order to get up to the area, and then a few more short jumps to get past another spike area. With that last gear taken care of, walk over to Goofy and you've completed this area. The next stage, though, happens to be a little bit tougher, as we're actually inside of a vehicle and we're going to have a couple of long jumps to make. The car works exactly like the motorboat from the first stage. Be very careful of the other cars on the road, as they can be a real pain when you're moving along. As you can see, they kind of defy gravity, as you're not only able to jump in the car, but so can they. Right here's the real problem part. You have to quickly jump over 3 fallen blocks, then land on a solid platform, then make a really long jump over to the opposite side. That's easily the toughest part of the stage, and once you get past that, you're only going to have to deal with a few more enemy cars as you're making your way through. Thankfully, if you make it over those jumps there, they do give you some health so that you can replenish it as you make your way through the level. After that last falling car, we just have to make one more jump, grab that last heart, run into Goofy, and complete stage number 4. There's only one more stage to go before we finally get our showdown with Pete. Stage number 5, the Business District. We start off with tires bouncing around, so be very careful of them, and go underneath them when they bounce up into the air. Be very careful as you're making your jumps so that you don't end up falling down into the row of spikes on the bottom. After we have 2 more tires on the ground, then you have the hardest part of this stage. You have 3 sets of barrels that are bouncing up and down. You have to make a short jump at the exact right moment to get past them. If you don't make the jump at the right moment, what's going to end up happening is you're going to run into those barrels and take damage. So be very careful, and it may take a try or two to get past them, especially with the hit detection not being perfect in this game. There's one more barrel to go underneath, get over the Goofy, and then you've completed the first part of stage number 5. In the second part of stage number 5, we have the screen scrolling quickly upwards as we make our way from platform to platform. If you're not careful and jump onto the wrong platforms on either the left or right side, what's going to happen is you're going to run out of platforms to go up, and you're either going to have to quickly try to make it over to another platform to continue, or you're going to end up losing a life as the screen scrolls upward. There's a few very long jumps to make in this area, so it may take a try or two to get the exact pattern down on where you're supposed to go up these platforms. Sometimes it'll look like you can't quite make the jump, but just at the right second you'll be able to barely land on the platform and be able to continue upwards. Part 3 of stage number 5 is the final area of the game. We start off walking slowly over, and then all of a sudden Pete jumps out of nowhere and launches a cannonball at us. Be sure you're ready to jump over the cannonball and don't accidentally run into Pete. The second time he's just going to walk over slowly and launch the cannonball at you. When you land on the next building, he'll jump again at you, throw one, and then as he jumps away he'll stop and throw another one at you, so be sure to jump over both of them. He'll do the same on the next building. On the last building, it's time for our battle with Pete. This block right here is an infinite spawn, so you can keep picking up the blocks and launching them at Pete. He has the same pattern every time. He starts off on the right side and launches 2 cannonballs at you. He then launches a single one at you, jumps, and throws another one. He then jumps over the block that you can pick up, bounces over a couple of times, then throws 2 more cannonballs at you that are a little spread apart, so you're going to have to make a big jump over them to avoid them. Once you get the pattern down, it then just comes to the right moments to throw your blocks at him in order to do damage to Pete. If you're not careful, like I was right there, you're going to end up landing on one of the cannonballs and take damage from it. However, he doesn't take too many hits, and then you can enjoy the ending, the Mickey's Dangerous Chase. Mickey's Dangerous Chase is one of my favorite Game Boy games, and I have a lot of fond memories of it, playing it on many family road trips. While unfortunately it doesn't have any passwords so that you can instantly get to whatever level you had left off on your previous play, it's still rather short enough that you can actually complete it though in a single sitting in the car before your batteries end up dying. And even though it wasn't developed by Capcom, it still has that Capcom feel, a very good soundtrack, along with great gameplay similar to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, so it ends up being a very solid Game Boy game. So as the credits finish up, we have our end screen, and with that, that's going to wrap up another edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.